Today is my second and final day in the Blue Mountains. Yesterday was really successful. If you've not seen that video already, I'll put a link up at the top of the screen. Be sure to check that out before you watch this one. I managed to see quite a lot of the sights, but there's still plenty to see today. And we're going to start off by visiting the Three Sisters, which is a pretty amazing looking rock formation. So let's get going.
I knew the Three Sisters was going to be busy, as you can pretty much drive right up to the viewpoint, but still it was quite overwhelming the amount of people gathered around it. It was certainly a big contrast from some of the quieter walks I'd done yesterday, and after staying a while to get some quick shots, it wasn't long before I was craving a little peace and quiet, so I soon headed on to my next location.
I've come on a walk from the car that I thought was just going to be a few minutes. It turns out the car is now somewhere over on the other side of that valley. I've descended a valley, climbed up the other side, and it's taken me about 20 minutes. And because I thought it was a short walk, I've not brought half my stuff with me. Don't have my glide cam, don't have my tripod. So I'm going to walk all the way back to the car, pick up my stuff, and do it all over again. So yeah, what I was meant to be talking about before all this happened, we've just been up to the Three Sisters and absolutely packed with tourists as expected. It is one of the most popular, if not the most popular spot around here, just really easily accessible. It's one of those things where you expect it to be busy, you know it is, you've seen pictures before, but you can't come to the Blue Mountains without going and seeing that. It's just one of those things you have to do, no matter how many other people are there. But now I found this path. It goes all the way down this valley to a nice waterfall and up the other side to a great viewpoint where there's very few people, and you get a look across the valley to the other side of the Three Sisters. So we're going to head down there now with all the gear, now that I've picked it up, and hopefully we'll get some good shots. But I've just had a very interesting chat with a local guy who's been walking these trails all his life. He was telling me some interesting facts and a little bit of history, things that go into some of the children's books and tales that were written here.
These plants you see here are called Banksia, named after botanist Joseph Banks, who travelled with Captain James Cook on his first voyage of discovery to the South Pacific Ocean. Banksia later became a feature of children's books written by Australian author May Gibbs, where she based some characters off plants found in the bushland. Banksia men were the villains of the stories, and modelled on the appearance of the dying Banksia cones.
So we're just approaching the viewpoint here. Take a look at that view. Definitely worth the walk back to the car to grab all the equipment. I think it would be quite nice here at sunset. The Three Sisters in the distance over there are just in the shade. That's why it would be so great to spend a much longer time here, and it would give you loads of time to come back to each spot in the ideal conditions. But this will have to do for now, and it's still really, really impressive. just had a very quick visit to Katoomba Falls. Amazing waterfall, but still quite a few people here. Great colours, the greens and the oranges of the rock. There was a barrier blocking you from the falls itself, but lots of people climbing over that and standing on the edge. I stayed well away from the edge. Don't fancy that. As with most of these walks though, we now have the task of climbing back up all the steps that we had to descend to get here. I'm currently just having a little bit of a look around to see if I can find somewhere to do a sunset shoot later on this evening. After a quick look online, I found this suggestion called Cahills Lookout, or Cahills, I'm not too sure. Anyway, it's got this great rock formation, which is called the Boar's Head, and you can easily see why. But yeah, the sun should set and cast some nice orange light on those rocks over there, so there should be some really nice compositions here. It's just a case of walking around with the camera, trying to find something, and then coming back or waiting until later this evening. Actually, as we were driving up here, we pulled into another viewpoint. I'll insert the name on the screen, but there was a kookaburra just sat off the side of the path. So I was taking some photos of that, a little bit of film too, just edging my way closer and closer, and I got within about 4 feet of it. I'm really surprised it didn't move. So I've got some nice shots of that. But yeah, this spot to end the day should be really nice. The sun isn't quite setting yet, but the colour is beginning to change. I'm just doing a time lapse at the minute, but I thought in the meantime I'd explain my composition I've got set up here. So I've got the Boar's Head just on the left of frame, and there's this big cliff running off to the right, and then straight down the middle there's this other ridge or hill, and hopefully when the sun goes down they'll all light up orange and create a really nice image.
The time-lapse itself didn't really come out that well, as I was hoping for more of a change in the light, but I was happy with this individual image. I moved on to getting various other shots, as well as one more time-lapse as the sun dipped down below the horizon. Although I didn't get quite as much light as I was after on the cliffs, it was still a great way to spend my last night in the Blue Mountains. It actually worked out well, as I'd already got to film the golden light on the cliffs the previous evening, so capturing the orange sky this time around meant leaving with a variety of footage. I'd had an amazing time in the Blue Mountains, and it was definitely my favourite place so far on the trip, but it was time to leave and head into Sydney, where I'd be spending a few nights before flying out to New Zealand. I won't be doing a vlog from Sydney, as I've been pretty much vlogging non-stop for the past 2 weeks and needed a bit of a break. You'll be able to check out the footage I did get in a blog post going live along with my next vlog, which will be the first from New Zealand. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to stay up to date with all my future content. Until then, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.